I'm going to show you exactly how I use Claude to edit each and every video that I create without having any design skills or paying anyone any money whatsoever. As you can see, all of these motion graphics have been created using Claude and a certain set of skills. If that sounds like something that would help you and you want to learn exactly how to do it in less than 15 minutes, stick around and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, first and foremost, you're going to need a couple of things. The main thing that we're going to be using is something called HeyGen. Now, this is an open source software that you can be using, and it does so much that is super, super cool, guys. It's one of the coolest things that I've come across, and it has helped me save time and money and made my videos more engaging to get thousands of views across the internet. So you can see over here, there are a couple of different things that HeyGen does, but essentially it plugs into, or for lack of better words, it plugs into Claude and allows it to have the ability to create things, to create visual things for you and edit your video accordingly while you simply just prompt it. That's all you need to do. So if you want to use HeyGen, let's just have a quick look at what HeyGen is, right? I want to show you the examples and you'll get a little bit of a better idea as to how powerful this tool is. You can see over here, here's the warm grain. It's got a whole bunch of different animations. Very, very cool. Swiss grid, motion graphics over here. And you can see it's very, very engaging and very clean and aesthetic at the same time. Gives you little icons, gives you flash in, flash out sort of transitions, and it can be used for multiple clips, which is the really cool part for me. And if you want to use this and get a better idea, you can actually use the templates. You can choose the examples that you want. For instance, warm grain, play mode, Swiss grid, kinetic. There are a ton of different things you can do here. And all you need to do is copy some of these and add it into Claude to give it a little bit of a better idea about what you want to do. So to actually get started with this entire process, the first thing you want to do is go to HeyGen over here. Let's head into GitHub. As you can see in the top left corner, I'm going to go into GitHub and I'm going to search for hyperframes, because hyperframes is what's going to give us absolutely everything over here. You can see it's over here and it's got a ton of stars. It's got 22,000 stars and it's something that is really, really popular at the moment. It's compatible with a bunch of different things: Codex, Cursor, Claude. I personally just use it in Claude, and there are multiple ways you can use this, guys. You can use it, for instance, in VS Code, which is an IDE, gives you a little bit more compatibility, but for all intents and purposes and keeping it as simple as possible, I'm literally going to run it in my Claude code on my Claude desktop app. That simple. So you're going to head over here and you're going to click code and you are going to click copy and we're going to head straight to Claude and we're going to start a fresh chat here or new session so that you can see exactly what to do. I'm going to paste it here at the bottom and I'm simply going to say install this. Really, really simple. You need no technical experience whatsoever, guys. If you're a creator wanting to do something for the very first time and you want to just shoot a raw video, you don't have budget, you don't have design skills, this is literally all you need. It's not difficult whatsoever. So while we wait for this to load, I'm going to, or obviously you can see here, hyperframes is already loaded. I've done this before, so I've showed you exactly what to do. The repo's cloned. Let's get to step number 2, because there's a whole bunch of stuff involved here. And the second one is called video use. Also really, really cool. Got 8,000 stars already. Very nice. And what this does is pretty sick. So it cuts out filler words like ums and ahs and false starts. And if you've ever edited a video, you know how difficult this is, guys. This can take you hours. Even if you're doing a 2 to 3 minute video, ask me. It can take you a ton of time, especially if you're just getting into things. So there's a couple of cool things here. Color grading. It's not something I always use, but you can prompt it to use different styles and different edits. It's got a custom FFM peg chain. So essentially it clips and cuts for you at the same time. And it's got things like subtitles in your style. If you want to include one of your own personal fonts, brand fonts, anything, you can do that as well. All you do is download that zip, install it onto your local desktop, and then tell Claude to use that instead of the stock standard video titles or the subtitles that come with this. You've got generation or generates animation overlay, fire, hyperframes, remotion, madam, and pull, right? So this is in combination with hyperframes, and it's really, really sick, guys. So the second thing we're going to do over here is, once again, click this, copy, head down to Claude once more. Then we're going to say, install this too, please. You can get as technical as you want here, guys. You don't need to have a stock standard approach. The more detailed you are, the better, I promise you. It's really, really, really powerful stuff. And over here, you can see the LLM never watches the video, it reads it. And as you know, Claude doesn't have eyes, guys. It's got amazing visual capabilities, but you need to actually give it the skills to help it understand what it needs to do. It's very powerful. Moving on to our final and one of my favorite skills is GSAP. If you've ever used any skills in Claude, chances are you've probably come across something like this. It's really, really powerful. And you are simply going to go to code and you're going to say copy URL and head down back into Claude. And you're going to say install this too, please. You've got to be nice, guys. You've got to be nice to Claude. You know, you want the best results. You got to be a friendly dude. Okay, perfect. So what is the process from here? So what you want to do here is you want to shoot a raw video first and foremost. Okay, you want to have your script in front of you, know it off by heart, use the teleprompter, whatever works for you, right? You want to record that and you want to save it on your local desktop, maybe in your downloads folder, maybe whatever folder, right? You want to name it. And from there, all you're going to do is go to Claude, to your desktop app, right? You're going to go to your desktop app and say, the video that I want to edit is titled, and let's go look for the raw video quickly. Go to Finder. I'm on my desktop, so this is pretty simple. I'm going to say, how to get any job. No, let's not use that. Let's use Opus 4.8.mp4, right? This one over here. Super simple. So I'm going to head down, back into Claude. I'm going to say Opus 4.8.mp4. I want you to give me the most aesthetic and engaging edits possible. Keeping this really, really, really simple for you guys, right? So as you can see, we've had multiple skills installed now. We've had GSAP, which is installed. Very, very cool. We've got browser use, which is very cool too. As I mentioned to you, this pretty much gives Claude eyes and allows it to do things that any video editor that was super professional or someone you hired would be able to do. And you can do all of this without having any skills whatsoever. So that's really cool. And then hyperframes, which is super, super cool in my opinion. We've already got something called 11 labs, right? The key is already inserted here. Why is this important? Because you're going to need either something like Whisperflow or you're going to need 11 labs. If you're using 11 labs or Whisperflow, whatever voice model, this is important because it's going to create the transcript for the actual video that you recorded, for the raw video. And what hyperframes along with these other three skills are going to do is it's going to study the actual transcript, the timing, so the timestamps, and it's going to insert certain icons, certain edits, certain words, certain pop-ups according to your transcript. So that's really, really, really cool. And that is pretty much all you need to know. I'm going to pull up the video on the screen now so you can have a look at the let me show you the raw video quickly. You know how every AI confidently tells you the job's done, the code works, the task is finished, and then you check and it's wrong. That confident garbage is the worst part of using these tools. They trained this one to stop, and according to their own number, it's about 4 times less likely to let a flaw in its code slip by without flagging. Tells you when it's unsure instead of faking. For anyone actually building with AI, it's bigger than any speed bump. A model that admits what it doesn't know is one you can actually trust to work on its own. And it does now. Okay, guys, so there you can see that's the raw video. I think that's pretty cool. And over here, I inserted it. Why it was in a previous chat, right? So long story short, let me go into that chat quickly, into that session, and I'll be able to show you exactly what it did. I obviously use a format that halves the screen, right? The top half is for the actual editing, for the B-roll, all that sort of cool stuff. And the bottom half just shows my face. I think it's a nice engaging format. Quite a few other creators use that. I think personally it's pretty cool. I'm trialing different formats at the moment, but these are some of the things you need to kind of do and reiterate the entire time when using hyperframes and these other skills. So over here, you can see that I asked it to do a 50-50 assemblement, all that sort of stuff. And then I said to it, okay, fix the hero. Here we start seeing, okay, this is what the frame is going to look like. We've got the relevant editing happening here at the top, the B-roll, and then me here at the bottom in around like 60-40 split, right? You can see I've been color graded, the audio, the timing, everything is quite nice. And here's a little bit more about how it's doing like a self-iteration here. It tells you, because I've got a self-iteration programmed into it, which is literally as simple as saying, do a self-analysis to ensure that this is the best you can do, right? Something that simple. A lot of these creators want to give you this wow magic prompt. These systems and these models are way more intelligent. And yes, of course, you need to do a lot of prompting. You need to be as detailed as possible. But when you tell it to do a self-analysis to ensure that this is the best content output that it can possibly give you, it's not going to give you a bad result. And obviously, you can tweak it a little bit more from there. So we've seen the raw. We've seen some of how the tweaking went. Obviously, I told it 60-40 split, all that sort of stuff. And now let's have a look at what the actual clip looks like after it finished. You can see the color grading is already different. It's got that template. It's got that nice split. And this is how it looks. Every AI you've ever used has lied to you. Today, one of them stopped. Claude Opus 4.8 dropped today. Everyone's going to talk about the benchmarks and speed and missing the actual story. You know how every AI confidently tells you the job's done, the code works, the task is finished, and then you check and it's wrong. That confident garbage is the worst part of using these tools. They trained this one to stop. And according to their own number, it's about 4 times less likely to let a flaw in its code slip by without flagging. It tells you when it's unsure instead of faking. For anyone actually building with AI, it's bigger than any speed bump. A model that admits what it doesn't know is one you can actually trust to work on its own. And it does now. Claude Code can run hundreds of agents in parallel and migrate entire code bases, hundreds of thousands of lines start to finish, checking its own work before it checks back. Same price, live today. Follow if you're interested in AI. I'm testing the honesty claim this week. Okay, guys, you can see that's pretty cool. I mean, it obviously took Claude a little while. It took it around about 25 to 30 minutes with the back and forth, with the tweaking, all of that. And it used quite a few tokens. So rest assured that these are the things you need to know. It's going to use a couple of tokens. But I am really, really happy with that result. For not needing to lift a finger, simply telling it where the video is, it scrapes that video to get the transcript, and then using the transcript, it actually creates the relevant B-roll that is used in that clip, does the color grading for me, does the transitions for me, does some of the sound effects, and boom, I've got a video that I can directly input into social media. If it's used for work or for anything personal, for branding, it is literally created for me in a matter of mere minutes without me needing any experience whatsoever pretty cool. So guys, there you have it. This is how I use Claude to edit my videos without knowing anything about Adobe, uh, anything about video editing whatsoever, and simply using Claude and a couple of skills to produce excellent quality for me. If you enjoyed today's video, my name is Mark Sean Brown, and this is the AI Bureau. Be sure to subscribe and follow for the next clips coming up in the future. Thanks so much, guys.